Hello, everyone, and Happy New Week. So, today we are back, myself, Patience Modevi, and my colleague Steve Costello, to talk to you about a subject that we feel is actually really relevant this week, as it is happiness, World Happiness Week. And we want to just shed a little bit of a light in terms of like professionals, in terms of what we do with young people, in what you can use as exercise, but also the theory behind how to maybe create a space for happiness in young people's life. So I'm gonna pass the mic, if I can say it like that, to my colleague Steve, who's going to talk to us a little bit more about the theory, and then we'll come back into discussing what does it look like in everyday life with your young people.
Brilliant. Thank you, Patience. It's great to be here again. And hi, everybody. So, Patience said I was going to talk about the theory, and I am going to talk about some theory, but only for a minute because we could be all day and not really get anywhere. So, let's keep it short and sweet, and most of all, to the point. So, there was a man, a Hungarian American, who's passed away now, but he was very influential in the field of positive psychology. His name is a bit of a mouthful to pronounce, but it's Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. Interesting name, right? Anyway, maybe if we get time, I'll write it and put it across the bottom of the screen so you can see it. But he said that happiness is a condition that must be prepared for, cultivated, and defended privately by each person. So he describes happiness as a condition that we've got to prepare for. I describe happiness as an emotion. A lot of people describe it as an emotion. It is something that most of us have access to. I say most of us because obviously some people may have particular psychological or psychiatric challenges that disable happiness in their lives. All kinds of things happen. We all know that. So happiness is an emotion that most of us can experience, and there are things we can do to increase it and extend the effects. So we can do something about our own personal happiness. So it's a little question just to think about for a moment. What makes you happy? Just think about it, write it down. What makes you
Mm.
happy? So, Patience, would you like to comment about happiness from your point of view?
Yes, I love what you said, and actually, I was going to say that for me, it's a state of mind. So, like you say, an emotion for me is a state of mind in the sense of what am I creating in a space that is allowing my mind to feel happy and then bringing all those other elements into my life. So, when you think of things like this, you would think of in terms of what can young people bring into their life. You're not gonna, like you said, Steve, you're not gonna go and ask them what can they bring in their life, but you can just ask them what is happiness for them. What does happiness represent for them? Happiness for everyone is got a different um, definition, like Steve was saying about this professional that I forgot the name. Sorry, the Min Min.
Wait for it.
Oh,
It's they're on the
Mihai.
bottom of the screen right now. It's
Yes.
Mihai Csikszentmihalyi.
Yeah. So therefore, by this professor, and what Steve was saying, and the same for me. But in terms of young people, is how do we create a space where they are free to be able to express themselves and understand what is the happiness. So happiness and the lack of happiness. That's what we're talking about here. Not necessarily that every single day you've got to feel happy. You've got to feel the whole spectrum of emotions that is out there. However, it's what can you bring or what can you pull into your life so that you're bringing a little bit more of this happiness um, And also, like Steve was saying, cultivating it. How do you cultivate it? How would that come across? What do you think, Steve?
Yeah. Well, I have a list of exercises. Well, it's a big document full of exercises. They're not all related to happiness, but a lot of them are. I was flicking through it earlier today looking for something in particular, and I've got 101 exercises on that list right now. And I know that within 2 weeks it will be more than 101 because I'm constantly coming up with new ideas and seeking out new ones. So there are exercises that we can feed in that young people can do in a matter of moments, once, twice each day, whatever is appropriate to them. And as long as they keep practicing them, those exercises become habits, and those habits help develop emotions like happiness, for example. We can use them for other things too. So there are simple exercises that we can do. We can talk with young people, just talk and listen and hear how they feel. We're not about telling young people, this is the way to happiness. We can say, we have some ideas that can help you find the way to happiness. But at the end of the day, it's each individual's responsibility, which is what the quote at the beginning said, really. But what about young people who don't want to talk? They might want to talk at us. They might want to vent and stamp their feet. And that's okay too. Because sometimes it's important. But as we were talking just before we went live today, Patience and I have a video that is about a young person needing to vent. It's a great video. It's really cool. Maybe we can feed it into this feed. I'm not sure at the moment, but we can look into it. So we'll talk about that next week. So we'll talk about venting. The other thing that's important to consider is that sometimes other people expect us to be happy because they feel that we should be happy. Sometimes people expect us to be happy because that's where the family is, or the group, or whatever. So our happiness should be dependent upon other people. Is that true? It's often demanded, but is that true? So that's something we need to think about.
And it's really good what you're saying there, Steve, because when you think about it, we are in some way forced to be happy because society, the way things are shown to us, the way things are marketed to us. Imagine the effect it has on adults. So imagine the effect it has on young people. So obviously, if you're wearing this brand of shoes, you will be happier because you will have more friends or you will be more fitting in to, like things like that. So all of those things we have to understand that is all that creates the happiness is basically not one element, is different elements.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to share a really quick example. It's quite funny, but this is real. So my daughter's physical PE teacher in school was laughing because all the kids, I'm not going to name any brands, but all the kids want a particular brand of shoe. And this particular brand of shoe currently costs in excess of 100 euros a pair. So the parents are really happy about that, of course. Give us 100 plus euros, Mum. I want to buy new shoes. The reason why the PE teacher was laughing is because he said, when I was a kid at school, the same shoes, nobody wanted them, and they were really cheap.
Yeah.
So it's all about expectations. And he saw the funny side of it. I saw the funny side from what he said. But it's all about expectations and what's supposed to make us happy. Having those trainers at over 100 euros will make you happy. But the PE teacher indicated that actually when they were only 10 euros or whatever they were, that made him even happier because he could buy more. Maybe I don't know, maybe that's not true, but that's kind of the idea he was projecting on that one. So I thought that was quite useful. So we're out of time again, Patience. We give ourselves 10 minutes. I hope that has given everybody some ideas of some of the things we can do and some of the things that we do. So if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. There's details at the bottom of the screen right now. If you need more, if you need WhatsApp phone numbers, let us know in the comments and we'll send you WhatsApp phone numbers, whatever you need. Okay. Patience, any final words?
To be honest with you, I would just say try, not try, but if you can, bring on some happiness into your week until we see you next week, and we give you more tips and more idea on what you can, how you can work with young people and support
Brilliant.
young people.
Yeah. Thanks, Patience. See
Thank
everybody
you.
next week.
See
And we're going to
you.
be talking about venting amongst other things, but
Yes.
that's going to be central. Okay, take care, everybody.
Take
See you
care.
later.
Bye. Bye.